Hello, and welcome to Crypto Exposed. HBAR launches $250 million Metaverse fund to onboard major brands. Wow, okay. Good play, I would say, in regards to this. So, let's be realistic here. The Metaverse is going to be huge in the future, okay? We already know that Facebook has been absolutely plowing money into it hand over fist to try and make the Metaverse work. They've even changed their company to Meta. That's how big of a deal they're making of this. And yes, at the moment you can say that they're losing money. But just like anything when it's new, it takes time for this to be adopted. If you look at just crypto right now, crypto isn't widely adopted yet. It's a slow process. And I think Facebook see the future and they know, although it's not huge right now, it will be in the long term. And that's where they're hedging their bets. And I agree with them. Even if I don't like the idea of how it will be overall, there's certain things that I have a bit of a concern about. Like, will it be too much? And, will it get to a point where some people are kind of in a bit of a disarray in regards to whether they actually want to be in the metaverse all the time and whether they actually want to live their real lives? So I do have a concern about that kind of stuff. But unfortunately, I do think this is where it's heading, for better or for worse. Okay? And so HBAR investing into the metaverse, I just think is a smart play, because just like crypto, I think long term it's going to be huge. I think it's going to be something that will be widely adopted and utilized. So clearly this is going to be something that will attract, as they say, major brands, because a lot of brands are looking towards the metaverse. Yeah, a lot of people do see this, the inevitable future with the metaverse. And I think this will help them attract brands. So again, it's only something that's going to help Hedera and HBAR long term. So let's get into the article and we can discuss it a bit further. Capital from HBAR's $250 million Metaverse fund will be directed toward gaming, sports, fashion and entertainment, the foundation said. Okay, the HBAR Foundation said Thursday it has set aside $250 million in a new fund aimed at drawing in both consumer brands and their users to Hedera Hashgraph's Metaverse ecosystem. HBAR, responsible for the development of Hedera's network, said its Metaverse fund targets both business-to-consumer and business-to-business-to-consumer applications, where it expects to integrate users, quote, at scale, unquote, into Web3 development. The fund is focused on building out an, quote, advanced, unquote, digital world, as well as furthering an ecosystem of supporting and complementing projects, according to a statement. It is also attempting to support game developers interested in building within the ecosystem and to introduce non-fungible tokens, in brackets NFTs, into the developers' projects. Funding will be directed toward four main areas, including gaming, sport, fashion, and entertainment. Customer relationship management platform Sale has been earmarked for an undisclosed sum as one of the fund's first grantees. Sale said it wants to become a, quote, leading gateway, unquote, to provide Web3 owner capabilities for, quote, reputable brands, unquote. Quote, we chose to build on Hedera for its carbon negative and enterprise grade blockchain tailored for security and regulatory compliance, unquote, Sale co-founder Preet Rohit said. Quote, this is exactly what brands and consumers are looking for when they enter this space, unquote. Following on the heels of its $155 million crypto economy fund last month, HBAR said it hopes its latest fund will attract more users and brands to the network as it eyes off growth in the fast-paced sector. Quote, the metaverse will require robust infrastructure that champions decentralization while remaining intuitive for consumers, brands, and developers, unquote. The fund's director Alex Russman said. Hashgraph is one of the few networks in the industry that utilizes a directed acyclic graph structure, unlike a blockchain. Hashgraph's ledger records transactions via vertices stacked atop each other rather than a longer data chain. Due to a lack of block confirmation protocols, critics argue the network is susceptible to bad actors seeking to take advantage and influence certain nodes to transmit false data. Others argue the network is too centralized, though Hedera and HBAR dispute this, claiming both the consensus mechanism and its governance model are, quote, highly decentralized, unquote. The foundation said the design choice increases transactional speed and efficiency as more transactions are added to the network. Hedera processes around 2.6 million transactions per day, with transaction finalization times of roughly 5 seconds. Okay, there you go. So, as you can see, they're investing heavily into the metaverse. And again, I just think that's a smart play. I really do. As I said earlier, I do think that's where the future's heading. They've gone into the most common sense places as well. Sports, gaming, fashion and entertainment. I mean, come on. You're going to be getting the right market with that kind of thing. When you're thinking of the metaverse, I do think one of the age groups is going to attract is kind of like, teenagers. I'm not saying it's only going to be that, but you can imagine, teenage gamers, even teenage fashion people, girls who want to get into fashion and stuff like that, and men as well. I'm not saying that fashion is only for women, but, sports, all these things are the things that the younger generation are going to be interested in. So I think it's a smart play again to go into those 4 areas, and that's the target places where you're mainly putting the funding in, because I think that's where a lot of the money's going to be. So that's where they're going to obviously get a lot more profit. So it only makes sense that they've done that. Yeah, I think overall this is a good move, to be honest with you, and I do think this will probably pay off for them. I think this will probably pay off for them long term, because I do believe the metaverse will be, I believe it'll be prominent. I do, in the long term. So it's one of those, invest now to reap the rewards later. Okay? It may not be something that we see plays off like, within the next month or maybe even the next year, but say the next 5 years or the next 10 years, I think it will be greatly beneficial for them. So long term, I think this is good for Hedera. But what do you guys think? Do you agree with this? Are you happy that they're putting money into the metaverse? Or do you disagree with this? Do you not think the metaverse is really going anywhere and think this is just a waste of money? Let me know your thoughts, guys. I'd be interested to hear. Thank you very much for watching this. If you did like it, please remember to drop a comment, like, and subscribe. But until next time, take care.